I'm watching the body language and their facial expressions. I mean, literally every muscle on their face, and there's 52 of them, and I know how to decode every single one. There wasn't anything there that was alarming. A furrowed eyebrow or a tense lowered eyelid, or maybe even jaw biting. Something, right? But there wasn't any. Yeah, so my name is Susan Constantine. I'm the president of the Human Behavior Lab, and I am a body language expert specializing in deception detection and threat analysis. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I thought that they would come out with all guns slinging, right? That there would be this tension, animosity building up, but I didn't see that at all. It actually surprised me because as a body language expert, I was looking for any sort of tenseness and some friction between the two of them or disdain. Not any of it at all. So what really impressed me was the way they felt when they were around each other. There was a sense of camaraderie. They were very much at ease with one another. Their tone, their countenance when they was very respectful of one another. So I was surprised to see that happen. But then again, why should we be surprised, right? Because we have a president that says, all I want is peace. I want New York City to be a safe place to be. And they found common ground and respect for one another because they both wanted the same thing. So what I was pleasantly surprised about when I was watching the camaraderie between the two of them, Mandani, he would make eye contact with President Trump. Oftentimes what we see is they give each other the cold shoulder in other moments when they've been together, but not today. So when President Trump would speak, he would look down at him, he would shake and nod his head in agreement respectfully. So I was looking for any sort of concealment of emotion where you were showing a false sense of self and false sense of belief and camaraderie, but I didn't see it. There really was a genuine connection between the two of them. Mandani would look at President Trump. President Trump would make a comment, and then you'd see Mandani shake his head in agreement, and they would then bring his head back to the neutral position. So what was interesting is that he did that consistently. So I'm looking at baseline behavior. Did he do it throughout every single situation, every question that was asked? And he did. So it was really quite unique to watch the baseline between the two of them. And I think that what happened was they were both pleasantly surprised that they did have a common ground they could build from. So that's what we really wanted, right? Something was unexpected. We didn't expect this to happen. But it shows that you can get a Republican and a Democrat together, and there could be common ground when the two of them decide to listen to each other and work together for the good of the common people or the people in New York City. So the other thing is that I noticed is that there was a sense of just relaxedness. I mean, President Trump did not show any sort of grimacing or raised eyebrows or dismissiveness. Oftentimes he'll do that. So we have, that part of his personality. But there seemed to be a genuine friendship that actually built from this meeting. And also, too, that kind of attaboys and the pats on the back are just friendships. Those are friendship taps. So consistently throughout that entire piece that I reviewed, there was nothing that gave me pause of the two of them not feeling that they have a relationship they can build from now and move on and start to get some work done. So the relaxed position of Mandani, his posture with his hands together and his fingers interlocked like that, there was some form of tension that was within his hands. But it wasn't restraint because I would have looked for other cues. If that were restraint, I would have seen some sort of restraint in his facial muscles, and that was not present. So I'm going to excuse that as being you're in a high profile situation, you're in the Oval Office, and because of the environment, he was trying very hard to keep that very cordial composure. And so that was really quite evident throughout the entire meeting that I saw. So when you see this posture change, where you see one standing, one sitting, when you are in a conversation, in a friendly conversation, you're seated, right? Because you want to be at their level. That's just a common courtesy that we do with other people. But now you're in the Oval Office, and President Trump is sitting at the Oval Office desk, and you're to show respect for the fact that he's at that desk. It would be really odd for him to be standing. So the fact that he was there, it's almost like the person on the throne, so to speak, right? You respect that person, or you respect your elder, you respect a person who is in a higher position than you are, even though Mandani was standing taller than President Trump. That was not unusual to me. That was what I would have expected. In fact, when we see him many times when he's speaking in the Oval Office, he's always seated. A lot of times when the press is there, he is sitting there. He always has his hands out front, right? He has the same hand clasp as I've always seen him have. Nothing was unusual. So I think it was status quo. So I just felt like, wow, this is pretty cool. Finally we've got two powers, right, that are on the opposing side finally coming together and finding common ground. So I thought it was a beautiful thing.